Hello and welcome back. A major security alarm has been raised in Nigeria after police operatives intercepted a truck carrying an astonishing 47 sacks of military camouflage uniforms alongside 80 cartons of substances suspected to be illicit drugs. The discovery, made during an intelligence-led operation in Lagos State, has reignited fears about the growing use of military-styled uniforms by criminal groups operating across different parts of the country. For years, Nigerians have reported incidents where armed bandits, kidnappers, terrorists, and other criminal elements allegedly disguise themselves as military personnel to deceive victims, evade suspicion, or gain access to vulnerable communities. Now, the seizure of such a large quantity of camouflage uniform is raising troubling questions about who was supposed to receive them and what purpose they were intended to serve. According to the Lagos State Command, the operation was carried out by officers attached to the anti-kidnapping unit after intelligence reports pointed to suspicious activities involving a truck moving through the state. Acting on the information, operatives intercepted an unregistered MAN diesel truck and made a discovery that immediately attracted the attention of security agencies.
We got the information and we swung into action. The vehicle that was conveying this, the lorry that was conveying the sacks, there we got the information and they were intercepted, and those who were carrying it were arrested.
Inside the vehicle were dozens of sacks packed with military camouflage uniforms. Also recovered were 80 cartons containing substances police suspect may be illicit drugs. 3 suspects were arrested in connection with the operation, and authorities say investigations are ongoing to determine the origin of the consignment, its intended destination, and the identities of those behind the operation. While police have not yet concluded their investigation, the seize of the seizure has fueled public concern. 47 sacks of military uniforms is not the type of consignment associated with ordinary commercial activity. Security analysts argue that such a quantity suggests an organized network rather than an isolated individuals. The discovery has therefore triggered speculation about whether the uniforms were destined for criminal groups seeking to impersonate security personnel. One of the most disturbing aspects of modern insecurity in Nigeria is the increasing sophistication of criminal organization across several regions of the country. Victims have reported encounters with armed men wearing military-style uniforms. In some cases, communities initially believed they were interacting with legitimate security personnel before realizing they were facing kidnappers, bandits, or terrorists. This tactic creates confusion, undermines public trust, and makes it more difficult for citizens to distinguish between genuine security forces and criminals. The Lagos State Commissioner of Police sought to reassure residents that the intercepted consignment was reportedly being transported out of Lagos rather than intended for use within the state. However, he also acknowledged a critical concern. Given the trend of criminal groups disguising themselves in military attire, authorities cannot afford to dismiss the possibility that the uniforms may have been intended for unlawful purposes. That concern resonates with many Nigerians who have watched insecurity evolve over the years. From rural communities terrorized by kidnappers to highways plagued by armed gangs, stories involving criminals dressed in camouflage have become increasingly common. Security experts argue that military uniforms carry psychological power, They can intimidate victims, reduce resistance, and allow criminals to move through certain areas without immediately attracting suspicion. Adding another layer of concern is the simultaneous discovery of suspected illicit substances. While investigators have not publicly linked the uniforms and the suspected drugs, the combination has raised eyebrows among security observers. Criminal networks involved in one form of illicit activity are often connected to broader networks engaging in trafficking, smuggling, kidnapping, and organized crime. Whether such connections exist in this case remains a question investigators will seek to answer. The arrests have also highlighted the importance of intelligence-driven policing. Authorities revealed that the operation originated from actionable intelligence rather than routine checks. Security experts frequently emphasize that effective intelligence gathering remains one of the most important tools in combating organized crime. By intercepting suspicious consignments before they reach their destination, security agencies can potentially prevent future criminal activities before they occur. For many Nigerians, however, the bigger question remains unanswered. Who exactly was expecting to receive 47 sacks of military camouflage uniforms? Were they intended for criminal gangs? Were they part of a wider smuggling operation? Were there additional recipients waiting elsewhere? These are questions investigators will need to address as the probe continues. The case also underscores the broader challenge facing Nigeria's security agencies. Criminal groups continue to abduct, evolve, and exploit weaknesses in enforcement systems. Whether through sophisticated communication methods, cross-border networks, or the use of disguises, organized crime remains a persistent threat that requires constant vigilance. As investigations proceed, many Nigerians will be watching closely. The seizure may represent more than just the interception of illegal goods. It could potentially expose a larger network operating behind the scenes, one capable of distributing military-style uniforms and other materials across different parts of the country. Meanwhile, authorities have scored an important victory by preventing the consignment from reaching its destination. But the bigger story may only be beginning. The identities of those who ordered the uniforms, the routes used to transport them, and the ultimate purpose behind the operation could reveal much more about the evolving security challenges confronting Nigeria today. For more updates and in-depth analysis, stay with us on News Express. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I am Cassie Tony, and many thanks for watching.